Why pick Hecate mid? Hecate is an all-intelligence ability-based mage that has strong utility, top-tier poke, and is a solid farmer. However, she has little mobility, her shield only negates magical damage, and she's got a high skill floor. Hecate's passive is Mythic Ritual, a 2-second channel you can cast on the move. Once you start, it won't break even if you or your target wander out of range. Interact with a tower, phoenix, or titan to create a permanent zone for indefinite health and mana regen. Just remember, you can only buff one structure at a time. Setting up a new one cancels the old effect. When a teammate bags a god kill, interact with them within 30 seconds. You'll both gain a massive 5-minute buff to strength and intelligence. No regen here though, just pure power. Hecate's first ability is Triplicate Form. This projectile passes right through walls and enemies, alternating between Power Form and Hex Form with every cast. It lingers for a second at the end of its path, catching anyone who happens to wander into it. Power Form marks enemies so they take extra damage from you or your teammates, while Hex Form mesmerizes them on the spot. Next up is Spell Eater. You'll drop a sigil that drinks up energy every time a god, friend or foe, pops an ability in a massive 20-meter radius. Don't forget, your own casts count towards this too, so you can top it up yourself if the fight is looking quiet. You can reactivate it whenever you fancy, but patience really is a virtue here. Each charge bumps the damage up by 7.5%, hitting a massive 190 cap at 12 charges. By the time you've hit max rank, a fully charged sigil hits like an absolute freight train. It's the perfect way to punish the enemy just for pressing buttons in a scrap. Next up, we've got Repel Magic. You'll toss a shield onto yourself or a teammate that soaks up magical damage for 6 seconds. It even stacks with regular HP shields, which is a lovely bit of extra padding. The moment that shield lands, it lets off an instant burst of magical damage around the target, perfect for an offensive play or desperate peel. You'll also bag a 15% movement speed boost for yourself to help you reposition. Just keep your wits about you, this won't help against physical gods or towers. Using this instantly primes your Spell Eater with 3 charges, making it that much easier to hit like a freight train when the teamfight kicks off. Finally, we have Hecate's ultimate, Open the Gates. She opens 2 portals between realms, one right in front of her and the other at the target location. Any enemy caught in them is then stunned and then immediately displaced to the opposite portal. Just make sure to aim carefully as this ability has a channel time. It's a brilliant tool for kidnapping a squishy target or peeling an assassin off your back. Just a heads up, if the enemy cleanses or immunes the 1-second stun, they won't be teleported, so timing is everything. The portals stick around for 10 seconds, and during that time, you and your allies can interact with them once to teleport between the 2 points. Whether you're using it to secure a kill or help your team rotate across a wall, it's an absolute playmaker. Hecate is good with teammates that can stick on or get to foes effectively. Some of those gods are big tanky brawlers or high mobility junglers who can really force a scrap. Her ability to CC and cancel enemy abilities makes her strong against gods that have channeling abilities. Hecate's lack of movement makes her incredibly vulnerable to aggressive gods that can simply run you down. And she'll have an equally tough time against anyone who can lock you in place or is too slippery to pin down. There are 2 ways to level Hecate depending on your playstyle. The standard path, which I would recommend, start with the 1, then the 3, then the 2, followed by another point in your 1, and your ult. That's your level 5. The teamplay path, if you're heavily coordinated with your teammates, start with the 2, then the 3, then the 1, followed by another point in your 2, and your ult. The catch: if you level the second ability first, your teammate should spam abilities in base before the game starts. This way you'll have your ability fully charged and ready to blast the very first wave. After level 5, your maxing order depends on your strategy. The standard path, which I would recommend, maximize your 1, then your 3, then your 2, and then your ult. This is your safe playstyle. Prioritizing your 1 lets you stay far back, giving you consistent poke and wave clear without overextending. Now moving on to the team play path, maximize your 2, then 3, then 1, followed by your ult. This would be slightly more aggressive and team focused. Maxing the 2 and 3 first allows you to be much more proactive, either by dealing huge bursts yourself, or by heavily enhancing your teammates during a dive. If the teamfight stage starts earlier than usual, this ability order would greatly benefit you. Hecate's combos are pretty straightforward. You can use any combination depending on the situation. Your 1 and 3 are your best friends for following up on engagements, while your 2 is your punch factor. Just remember, if you spam your 2 without charging it, it's only going to do a sliver of damage. An important note on the ultimate, sometimes it's better to save it until after your teammates go in. This lets you either help them get out safely or pull targets back into the fight once your team has already forced out their beads. Also, if you see a tank wandering off away from his team, you can use your ult to further pull him into a situation he truly doesn't want to be in. Isolating a frontline like that is a death sentence and can instantly win you the teamfight. Same applies to flanking junglers. For some extra tips, remember that you can always use your shield to prolong your stay or outplay someone, but keep in mind this only works against magical damage. It won't save you from a physical assassin, so pick your battles. If there are no wards in the grass and you're worried the pesky jungler is waiting to gank you, don't be afraid to throw your 2 or your 1 into the bush before walking up to the wave. Checking those corners safely can save your life. Also, keep a sharp eye on what form your first ability is in and always try to keep your mez available for a surprise gank or a future fight. Finally, keep in mind your ultimate can be used for both damage and utility. Don't be afraid to drop it just to get yourself out of a sticky situation. Moving on to the laning phase, early game you're looking to play it safe. Your main goal is to clear the wave and rotate to your camps. However, you can definitely be the aggressor. If you can poke the enemy mid while clearing the wave at the same time, that's the jackpot. Just be careful, an enemy jungler gold ticket is a mid who wants to overextend, so pay attention to your minimap. Since you have low mobility, if you're cut out, it's a long walk back from the fountain. Moving into the mid game, you'll be looking to make plays whenever the opportunity arises. This is where your utility starts to dictate the map. However, here is an important note. As a low mobility mage, you do not want to give up free waves if the rotation isn't looking good to begin with. If you leave lane for a coin flip play and get nothing, you're just falling behind for no reason. Carefully weigh your options. Hecate needs her items to stay relevant, so don't sacrifice your farm for a rotation that's already a lost cause. By the late game, you are an absolute powerhouse. This is where the team fights start to revolve around you. Since jungle fights are your forte, use the terrain to your advantage. You can easily save a teammate with a shield over a wall or teleport an enemy into a trap. Your burst is so high at this stage that poking can turn into a kill very quickly. But don't be too hasty. Putting yourself out of position for no reason is a death sentence. Always stay near your backline unless your team is already aggressing together, and always watch your minimap. Aspect of Ruin modifies Spell Eater to fire projectiles at enemies who cast nearby, though be aware that return damage is actually slashed by 50% in non-conquest modes. This ability also provides damage reduction by 10%. And that brings us to the end of it. Just a quick heads up, Smite moves really fast and this guide is for the current patch. If the devs tinker with her kit or the meta shifts, the numbers and the build order might change. Keep an eye on those patch notes so you're always ahead of the curve. Play it smart, stay positioned, and have fun killing.